We need to talk about what's really been happening since BTS returned from the military, because something is broken. The world's most dedicated fan base, ARMY, is fracturing. Longtime fans are walking away in quiet droves, not with anger, but with a deep, resigned disappointment. This isn't about moving on to another group. This is about a fundamental breakdown in the relationship fans thought they had with the 7 most famous musicians in the world. And it all started the moment they came back. The first shock came from RM himself. In a deeply personal live stream, he looked exhausted. He spoke about the crushing weight of expectation, the need to live a human life away from cameras, and suggested that the non-stop idol schedule might be killing their artistry. Many fans supported this honesty, but for a huge number of others, this was a slap in the face. Their response online was brutal. "You chose this life. You are global millionaires. What normal life are you talking about?" They held his words, spoken from what looked like a pristine professional studio, likely nestled in an exclusive heart of the city, up against the hard, everyday realities of their own existence. Fans working extra shifts to afford a concert ticket, students saving for months to buy an album, felt an ocean of privilege now separated them from the man who once wrote lyrics about universal struggle. The illusion of a shared understanding began to splinter. If the leader himself was admitting the fame they helped build was now a prison to him, what were they? The fans, but the jailers. This created a toxic, unspoken guilt and resentment that never existed before. This growing disconnect exploded into a full-blown crisis of conscience during a recent period of intense global conflict, as major international news dominated headlines showcasing severe humanitarian suffering. The silence from BTS and their company HYBE was overwhelming. This was a group that gave speeches at the United Nations about youth and love. Their entire Love Myself campaign was built on empathy. Yet during a moment of visible global pain, they said nothing. For fans who had tied their own identity to BTS's message of kindness and advocacy, this silence wasn't neutral. It was a choice. It felt like a betrayal of the very principles they sold to the world. The disappointment was visceral. And then it got worse. Instead of any statement, what fans saw next were lavish, high-profile advertisements. Jimin became a global face for Dior, Jungkook for Louis Vuitton. Their social media transformed into a parade of luxury fashion shoots, exquisite clothing, perfect makeup, and glamorous locations. The timing felt deliberately insulting. The visual contrast between the world's pain and this opulent display was stark. To many, it signaled a clear priority. High-fashion partnerships and corporate money were more important than moral leadership. Fans who had defended BTS for years felt foolish. They wrote long, emotional threads saying, "I donated in your name. I quoted your speeches. I believed you were different." The sense of being used, of having their belief in a greater message exploited for brand value, led to the first major public wave of departures. People weren't just leaving a band, they felt they were leaving a lie. The situation then took this ethical confusion and mixed it with a personal scandal. First, the persistent, strong rumors of his relationship with a famous actress, which he never clearly confirmed or denied, created chaos. A part of the fandom that still clung to the idol boyfriend fantasy felt a personal sense of betrayal. But the bigger firestorm was professional. V signed a major deal as a brand ambassador for Coca-Cola. On the surface, a simple celebrity endorsement. But for fans already reeling from the group's silence, this was the final straw. They began intense online research, sharing documents and reports about Coca-Cola's vast global business operations, linking the corporation to controversial practices and investments in unstable regions. The narrative became, "Our idol is now a paid promoter for a company that harms people." This wasn't a simple boycott, it was a complex moral reckoning. Fans with large collections posted videos of themselves cutting up his photo cards, saying they could not support someone who profitably aligned with such a corporation. The passion that once fueled fan projects now fueled detailed critiques of corporate ethics. It was a devastating turn. Suga's return brought a different kind of controversy, one about fairness and authenticity. News broke in South Korean media that he had received certain accommodations during his military service that allowed him to continue some of his music production work. While legal, it sparked a major public debate about privilege and special treatment for celebrities. The domestic image of BTS as humble, dutiful young men taking their medicine like everyone else was damaged. For international fans, this news blended with Suga's new image. The fierce, socially conscious rapper August D, who spoke about mental health and economic struggle, was now launching his own premium liquor brand and appearing as a sleek businessman. The whiplash was severe. Fans who found solace in his raw, angry lyrics about system oppression now saw him as potentially becoming part of that very system. The authenticity they bought into felt like a product that was no longer for sale. This didn't cause loud outrage, but a quiet mass disillusionment. People just stopped caring, feeling the artist they connected to was gone. Jin's post-military activity, while fun for many, solidified a worrying pattern for others. He came back and immediately launched his own brand of expensive wine. He did variety shows, played games, and seemed to be enjoying a light-hearted, commercial-focused return. To fans on the edge of leaving, this was proof. The eldest member, the Hyung, was choosing the easiest, most profitable path. Instead of deep musical work or engaging with the serious global conversation, he was selling alcohol and telling jokes. It felt like a retreat from significance. It reinforced the idea that BTS were now comfortable celebrities cashing in, not artists with a burning message. His choice to stay in this cheerful commercial lane made it easier for disillusioned fans to finally click unsubscribe. Finally, the artistic direction and the overwhelming commercial push from HYBE made the new reality impossible to ignore. J-Hope, the son of the group, performed at a high-end international arts festival. His performance was abstract and avant-garde. While critics loved it, many fans felt shut out. This wasn't the J-Hope who made music to uplift and include. This felt like an artist turning inward, chasing a different, more elite audience. At the same time, the sheer volume of merchandise became absurd. It wasn't just albums anymore. It was perfumes, jewelry, custom credit cards, and 100 different versions of the same photo card set. Every interaction felt designed to extract money. The Weverse app became a mall. The comeback felt like a product launch checklist. For fans already questioning the group's sincerity, this was the ultimate proof. The connection had been algorithmically engineered for profit. The Borahai hand sign felt like it was now just a logo on a t-shirt for sale. So why are they really leaving? The military service was a pause button. When it was lifted, everyone saw the truth that had been developing for years. The young, hungry artists who fought the system and spoke for the fans are now wealthy, tired men in their 30s, understandably seeking personal freedom. HYBE is not a family. It's a billion-dollar corporation executing a profit-maximizing strategy of luxury branding and safe silence. And the fans, especially the older ones who remember the beginning, have finally woken up from a beautiful decade-long dream. They see the ethical compromises, the artistic distancing, and the relentless monetization of their love. They are leaving because the promise of mutual growth, shared values, and genuine connection has been broken. They are choosing to love themselves enough to walk away from a relationship that feels increasingly one-sided and transactional. The music may continue, but for these fans, the magic is gone.